Luxury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Seven and four. And a 6 seed at the playoffs. We're this weekend. Welcome to one of the great weeks of the year. Thanksgiving 2025, an opportunity to break some bread with family and friends. And you know, you folks should be in a good mood. I hope you're just slapping backs and kissing babies and just really getting into it. Again, enjoying it all. Unbelievable. What a grind yesterday. What a battle of emotions. I mean, the ultimate high, some incredible lows. And that's Jaguars football. It's imperfect, but it's working. And they continue to win games. I cannot believe that I saw that in 4+ turnover games, the last 50 teams who benefited from that won. Jacksonville snapped that yesterday, of course. 4 turnovers, all by Trevor Lawrence. The defense didn't get a takeaway, but they made a big play. They made big play after big play, including the final play of the game. You know, who'd have thought it would be Dewey, Wingard, and Christian Braswell at the goal line, making a game-saving stop on the pass there by Jacoby Brissett. So it's great to have you with us. What an unbelievable week this is going to be. I'm so happy for you Jaguars fans and, you know, to be relevant. Final week of November, you're going to play December football. It's going to be very important. You already know Jacksonville's favored by 6.5, 7 points on their way to Nashville this weekend. Again, I would expect them to basically play to the level of competition. That's what they do outside of both L.A. games, right? The L.A. game in London, the L.A. game where they were just dominant, against the Chargers. And, you know, social media is such an incredible tool. But what I love the most about it is in-game and to see what is going on with you and just to follow the timeline and to see what's happening and everything with this team, good or bad. Man, it just, you know, it's almost as if you'd be better off not having your phone with you during a game. And I say that because, you know what, I enjoy it, but if there was ever a scenario where you could, in fact, look back or perhaps maybe even regret, that would be it. A lot of craziness is spewed out there, and I'm sure a lot of you go back and delete, or a lot of you would say, oh, okay, I wasn't thinking at the time, and especially with Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I don't even know what to make of Trevor right now. He came up big when they needed him. He also made some unthinkable mistakes in this football game, and we see it week after week after week. For one reason or another, they just continue to win football games, but it just blows me away to see how inconsistent this quarterback is. And you and your reaction in game is priceless. I mean, you're so ready to give up on this guy, and it's not going to happen. All right, much like Mike Norvell in Tallahassee, it's not going to happen here with Trevor Lawrence. He's not going anywhere. You just hope that Liam Cohen, you just hope that this football team can get better out of him as you move forward. That pass he made yesterday to Parker Washington in the end zone is one of the great passes that he has ever made in his career, college or pro. And then there are other plays in there where you're like, what is this football team doing? So, nonetheless, they go to 7-4. Of course, Indianapolis, a loss yesterday. They are now 8-3. And Jacksonville should go and win this game in Nashville to get to 8-4. And then you have a huge battle in the AFC South between the Texans and the Colts. Right now, Indianapolis at home favored by 4.5 points, and the total is 44.5. We could be back here in 1 week talking about 8-4 against 8-4. We'll see. It's going to be an interesting week. No doubt about it. It appears that Jacksonville is getting healthier, and that is good news. But if you look around and guys who have been asked to step up, let's begin with Jarrian Jones. Again, according to Pro Football Focus, he was the highest graded defensive player yesterday, 78.9. Fills in again because of the neck injury to Jordan Lewis. Buster Brown continues to play good football. We saw Greg Newsome get benched. Christian Braswell, I think, got 56 of the 84 defensive snaps yesterday. Danny Strigow in replacing Trayvon Walker. Walker with the knee. You know, you got to believe that he's going to come back. You look at three huge guys, or actually four, who could return this weekend in any particular order. Brian Thomas Jr. really feels like he's going to come back. Anton Harrison, not so sure. Trayvon Walker, my guess would be he's back. And then you look at Jordan Lewis. We just mentioned him a moment ago. But you're getting guys back. You saw how important Brenton Strange was to this football team yesterday. It's almost as if, I don't want to say he was forgotten, but maybe in some instances he was. And look how valuable he was. You know, just look how valuable it was. 5 for 5 for him for 93 yards in this football game yesterday. But look at what you got out of Jarrian Jones. Look at what you got out of Danny Strigow. Look at what you got now for a third consecutive week as a starter with Cole Van Lanen, who came in with a playoff football focus ranking, or actually had one yesterday of a 70.5. So this guy played left guard 3 weeks ago, right tackle last week, right tackle yesterday for Anton Harrison, and is playing above average football. He's over exceeding if you look at it that way. And it's just one after another after another. Jacoby Myers, I don't think he caught a ball in the first half. Maybe one right before. Actually, did he have the touchdown at the end of the second quarter? I'll have to look at that again. Jacoby Myers, though, ended up catching 4 footballs in this game. Parker Washington has been nothing short of spectacular. If you're not a Parker Washington fan, then we can never be friends. I mean, this guy just guts it out week after week after week. Concussion protocol, they brought him in. They tested him for it. He was fine, came back out, played, finished the game. I mean, he's just a tough guy. There's no doubt about it. All right, so we got a lot to do here over the next couple of hours. We're going to be very busy. I want to get a lot of reaction in from you, as I typically do on Mondays after Jaguars football games. I don't schedule guests because there's so much that I want to do, but I also want to get you deeply involved with the conversation. As always, the best ways to reach us is on 1010XL on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night. And as well, you can reach us on the text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Let's play yesterday, Liam Cohen. Let's play the third cut here on Trevor Lawrence, because, you know, I wasn't at the game yesterday. I'll be in Nashville next week. I was just on the road with him in Houston and Las Vegas. And, you know, there are certain things that you can see certainly when you're live at the game as opposed to what the television is going to show you. But I thought it was really, you know, quite interesting how Trevor had the 4 turnovers and how Liam Cohen reacted to those turnovers. Well, yesterday after the game, Liam Cohen had this to say about his quarterback.
I just hit him a few times after a few of them was just like, dude, just keep chucking it, man. Like, what are we going to do? I mean, he was bummed. He was pissed about it. But he kept saying confidently, like, I feel good. You know, like, I'm throwing it good. I'm seeing it good. Buddha made an unbelievable play on the 3rd down where he picked us off. We ran kind of everybody sitting at the sticks type play, and he was playing in between Austin Trammell and the seam stop, the sit down. I think it was Parker, I believe, or Jacoby. And I thought Buddha made a great play on that one. And the one in the red zone obviously gets tipped. We march right down the field to start the second half. We go bang, 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 throwing the ball. and then we get a tip pick on the 6-yard line on a play that's a touchdown. So those are just the ebbs and flows of a NFL game on the road, and we pulled out a win.
And the inconsistency drives you crazy, and I get it. And I wish I had an answer for you. I do not. He's good enough to win. He's 7-4. He finds a way, and he's a huge part of that. Now, you look at the fact that they did not attempt a field goal from the 19-yard line, up 3, had a chance to go up 6. Cam Little, I want to say, is 8-8. 8 for 8 since the bye. He's back to being the nuclear weapon. And they had a real opportunity to go up 6 and then go play defense. But, they didn't even go for it. I talked about it last week, how Arizona was the worst third and short team in the NFL. Statistically speaking, I said they didn't even go for it. They did go for it, but I figured they would have run the ball. They tried on 3rd and 1, didn't work. Had another opportunity on 4th and 1. Instead, it was just a broken down play with Trevor Lawrence rolling out, to the side and really throwing a prayer to the end zone. So you look at that. Then you have too many men on the field defensively. And then when you get the ball, you have a wide open Tim Patrick, who for one reason or another in overtime is not looking for the football, so you have to settle again for a Cam Little field goal. So, this team makes a lot of mistakes, and I wish I knew why that was, but what's pretty cool is that they're able to overcome mistakes. You had 7 penalties, 7 accepted penalties, 4 turnovers, and you won the football game. That doesn't happen a lot in this league, and Jacksonville was able to get it done. I thought the defense played really good. They're the number 1 ranked rushing defense right now in pro football. When's the last time Jacksonville was ranked number 1 in anything? Maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks this year, early on, where there wasn't much of a sample size. Their rushing offense was real good in those weeks. But, we're talking now 12 games in. And Jacksonville, number 1 against the pass as far as yards a game. They're number 5th against the rush when it comes to rush allowed per, if you will, at 3.9. So, this football team is finding ways each and every week to do something a little bit different, and it ends up leading them to a record of now 7-4. All right, opening comments are brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Sure, some of you didn't like what you saw during a lot of the game yesterday, even though it ended up about as good as you possibly could have expected. Now, it's dark outside, right? Your eyes are not as strong as they were when you got up this morning. Ask yourself about 2020 for the rest of your life. How cool would it be if, in fact, you are a candidate for laser eye surgery? You would never have to go wondering where your readers are, contacts, removing them late at night. It would just be 2020 for the rest of your days. And it's very affordable. I want to point that out as well. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt, you're talking about more than 37 years worth of experience when it comes to surgery, and they're going to take you through the examination. They're going to answer all your questions, and then they're going to be the individuals who actually do perform the surgery, not like a lot of other places where you go visit with a surgery counselor. That's not the case at Shmunez Vision. So check them out online. Go to Shmunez Vision, or as well, you can go to Instagram and get the very latest there at Shmunez Vision as well. All right, when we come back, we'll bring in Dylan Denmark. When we come back, we will talk much more about this victory. 7-4 with a real winnable game ahead of them this Sunday in Nashville against the dreaded Tennessee Titans. A couple of ways that you can join us, because I want to get you involved and get as many comments in as possible. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube, just go to 1010XL into the night.
How does it feel to throw an NFL touchdown? Find out from a guy who's thrown 89 of them.
I'm David Garrard on 1010XL.
Mondays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialist take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's Thanksgiving week, and Monahan Jewelers has the best deals in town with up to 40% off the entire store. Thousands of beautiful pieces are all on sale with fantastic prices on our entire inventory, including up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds. We're your local family jeweler, so come visit us today and on Small Business Saturday for up to 40% off on diamond studs, engagement rings, colored gemstones, our designer brands, custom design, everything. The name you can trust in fine jewelry, Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la. This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices, you don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Second overtime game of the year, second overtime victory for the Jaguars, 27-24 in the desert against the Arizona Cardinals. Next up, Tennessee. Tonight's show brought to you by the Miller Electric Company. All right, if you're an experienced electrician and you feel undervalued, you're looking for your next big opportunity, go to Miller Careers, okay? We're talking about more than 96 years that Miller Electric has been in business, and consistently they are acknowledged as one of the top companies right here in Duval. No matter where you go throughout our city, you see what? Building, building, building. Everyone wants to move here. Miller Electric, they have their fingerprints all over it. They tackle the biggest projects in the city. They offer you a chance to showcase your skills on the grand scale. And they also believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually do care about one another. I can attest to that, too. There's no doubt that is exactly what Miller Electric is all about. So, if college is not for you, if you want to trade, if you're unhappy right now with your current career, if you're an electrician who feels undervalued, if any of that applies to you, go to Miller Careers and get all of the details as they are hiring right here in Jacksonville. Dylan Denmark is here. How are you, young man?
I'm excellent. It's Monday. It's a short week, and I may or not be checked out by the start of the show tomorrow, Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah. It's gonna. I love this week. It's gonna be a little bit sad for me. It'll be the first Thanksgiving without my dad, so that's gonna be odd. But my oldest daughter's gonna be around, so that's kind of cool that I get to see her. But Thanksgiving is the ultimate, to me, family holiday. And certainly football's a big part of that as well.
Absolutely. You got 3 games with the NFL Thursday.
One on Friday?
One on Friday, but the Friday slate for college football is insane.
Oh, it is.
Georgia Tech, Texas A&M, and then you got the Egg Bowl at noon.
Right.
So it's a full slate of college, or really just football, Thursday all the way up to Monday.
Now, what are your peeps telling you? What's the latest? What do you have on Lane Kiffin? Because every person that I ask, and I bet I've asked 15, 20 different people, I'm getting Florida, I'm getting LSU, and I'm getting Mississippi. I feel like I'm getting even or about 33% from all 3 of these schools.
Yeah, I've only talked to Florida people, and they're still confident that Lane's coming to Florida. And this was over the weekend, and I went to the game because I'm stupid. I was tailgating. Me and Graham went down to the game, and we're like, they're going to honor Urban Meyer. Tennessee hasn't won in the Swamp in 100 years. Let's just go. Yeah, that didn't last long. But I was talking with a couple people. They're still confident, but no news today, which is kind of surprising. No news yesterday. It seemed like every day last week there was something that came out. I think we'll know by some point Saturday at the latest Sunday, and that's going to be that.
I tell you what really surprised me is they're only favored by 8 points in Starkville, and it's down now to 6.5. So it opened at 8, it's 6.5. So I understand it's a rivalry game, but we're talking about a 5-6 Mississippi State team that needs to win to become bowl eligible. Mississippi only a touchdown favorite, not even a touchdown favorite. That's odd to me. And typically the handicappers, the professionals, the wise guys, they know exactly what is going on with this. Can you imagine, with all of this attention, if Lane Kiffin and Mississippi lost at Mississippi State on Friday?
That would be catastrophic. I think the fans at that point, not that, they're the ones making the decisions. I know it's more of the boosters and the AD. The fans would just be like, just get out of town.
Yeah.
We don't even want you no more.
Yeah, Friday, you're right. Look at these ranked games. Mississippi State, Utah, Kansas, Georgia Tech, Indiana at Purdue, Texas A&M at Texas. Texas A&M, one of 3 schools that are still undefeated in college football. Arizona State. And then, of course, Saturday, the headline game was Ohio State, Michigan. What about what Pittsburgh was able to get done on Saturday night against Georgia Tech? That's where Miami goes next. They're only favored by 6.5 points as well. Of course, Florida and Florida State are also playing coming up this week. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on in the program. I'm in too good of a mood to get invested at all right now on anything that is Mike Norvell or Florida State related, outside of the fact that they just don't care anymore. I mean, that's what you've said to your fan base. We do not care. They can't afford to fire him. I mean, what they're doing is they're having another baby to try to save this marriage. And this thing is going to crumble right in front of us all. He's not going to survive next year. And they're going to be able to chop off about, $9 million from that $58 million. And, listening to Tony White today, it sounds like he's on his way to UCLA. Listening to Gus Malzahn today, it feels like his head is anywhere but at Florida State. It's just a problem. It is a big-time problem. And, hey, good luck to you out there. I hate it for you Seminole fans, but I honestly do not know what else to tell you at this particular point. All right, let's get back to Trevor Lawrence. I was hoping he would reach goals this week. I was hoping he'd get to 80% as far as his quarterback rating. I was hoping he'd get to 60% as far as his completion percentage, still under both, 59.8 after a good effort. What was he, 18 of, let's see, he was 18 of 30, but still under 60%. And the quarterback rating was 79.4. I mean, he threw for 3 touchdowns, but obviously he did throw for those 3 interceptions as well. Yesterday, after the game, Trevor Lawrence was asked about closing the gap between, the ultimate highs and the ultimate lows. How is he able to handle that as a quarterback? Because he still made big plays with the game on the line. And that's what's so frustrating to you as Jaguars fans, is that you don't really know what to expect. Again, that pass he made to Parker Washington was one of the great passes all day in the NFL. Here's what Trevor had to say after the game.
We're here to win games, win the game, never apologize for that. And people can watch the tape and think and make their own judgments, and I'll watch it and do the same. Had some tough plays out there. Those guys make good plays as well. So I got to be smart with the ball. Obviously, we had 4 turnovers, and they were all on me. So I own that, and I gotta do my job and take care of the ball and not put our defense in tough spots. Totally get that, and but I'm never gonna play scared. I'm gonna continue to let it rip, and I think that's why we have a chance at the end of the day, is because you keep playing. So never gonna apologize for that, but I will say cannot turn the ball over 4 times. So I own that, and know I gotta clean that up. But I'll watch it and see what it was.
All right, so a little bit of a salty Trevor. I mean, that's about as spirited as he gets. He's very low key. He always about fixing things and moving forward. He put it on himself. I admire that. I think that that's what a quarterback in this situation should do. And you heard Liam Cohen talking earlier about the great play by Buda Baker, but it seems like every week someone makes a great play. Remember the play by Derek Stingley Jr. a couple of weeks ago? And it appears he's just off by a tiny bit, yet defensively, players make plays. And this thing is going to be so fun to watch. But as soon as it ends, the blame game is going to be on him. And there's no other way to say it. I mean, you escape, you survive and you advance. You hold your breath. Somehow you got out of there with a victory. But, I can just feel it. The fan base is just ready to burst on Trevor Lawrence. And many of you have consistently, over the last year and a half. He's winning games, but it's still like totally, it's like non-safe ice, if you will. Yeah, you're very hesitant to accept what has gone on so far with him. And I wish I had an answer for you. I do not. There are some times that he makes some throws and makes some plays that you just wonder, what is he thinking about? Then there are other times where he consistently does a really good job throwing the football. I think he's done a nice job this year with his legs. 29 yards on 5 carries on Sunday, 5.8 per. I mean, even in the loss, he picked up that first down. Before the Chuma Edoga penalty, you saw what he did. He was able to pick up a first down with his feet and then pick up a first down on that pass to Parker Washington. And again, unfortunately, this is a very penalized football team. They're going to continue to get penalized. They were only 3 of 11 yesterday on third down. How do they win this game? 3 of 11. Okay? 4 turnovers. 7 accepted penalties. It's you mentioned those numbers. There's absolutely no way you're going to win a football game. And they did. They were able to run it effectively. They did not abandon the run. We talked about it last week. I actually got a prediction right. I called for a Trevor Lawrence 3-touchdown passing game. It's the first time he's had that since Cincinnati. I don't know if he had a 3-touchdown passing game a year ago, but it felt like, the momentum was changing maybe somewhat to Bashal Tutin. And then once again, it seems like whenever you count out Travis Etienne, all this guy does is make plays. 86 yards again yesterday, 5.7 for an average, 15 totes. Guys having an incredible season. They're going to have some difficult decisions to make after the year. We won't worry about that now because instead there's a big football game coming up on 6 days. But guys like Cole Van Lannon, guys like Jacoby Myers, guys like Buster Brown, all right, Travis Etienne. You look at Lloyd. Do you realize that's a third week in a row, Dylan, that they've been called for the exact same thing? I disagree with all three of the calls. Trayvon Walker 3 weeks ago in Houston. It was
B.J. Green.
B.J. Green last week. And then Devin Lloyd. It's almost like you're not even allowed to hit the quarterback anymore.
No, any violent hit that's on the quarterback, it's going to be a penalty. That's basically the conclusion. We kind of know this for a long time, but it feels like for Jags fans that have watched the last couple weeks, it's like it's to another level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I used to think reputations carried over in baseball and in hockey. If you're Brad Marchand, you're going to get a penalty that someone else is not going to get. So I grew up in the 80s in Boston. I say it all the time. If Wade Boggs did not swing the bat, I don't care if the ball was over the middle of the plate, it was not going to be called a strike because of the reputation. I think Jacksonville has a reputation now as a team that commits way too many penalties. And when push comes to shove, they're going to get hit with them. And that's 3 in a row. The exact same play. All right, the Walker deal was close to the target area. That was a head-on-head situation. But B.J. Green the second last week, no way. Devin Lloyd yesterday, no way. Danny Gardeck played a good football game yesterday. Absolutely. In his return to Arizona. Another guy that deserves a little bit of credit. So they're using this entire roster, and they continue to find ways to win football games. All right, we got much more to do with you tonight till 8 o'clock. Again, everything is loading up. If you want to join us on YouTube tonight, you can. Just go to YouTube, 1010XL, into the night. Also, the text line is burning up. Want to get some of your comments in? Absolutely feel free. 641-1010, that is the best way to reach us. Our text line is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Put on your boots, belt buckle, and cowboy hat. Trevor's in town for a touchdown tune-up and a tip of the cap. The rhythm's right for a sax symphony in Music City.
Get down, turn around, go to town.
A Duval-style takedown in Tennessee. Jaguars, Titans. It's felines, fiddles, and a honky-tonk stomp. Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL. Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by San Jose Collision.
The Gators fell flat Saturday night as Tennessee won convincingly in the Swamp, 31-11, sending the Gators to 3-8 on the season. Their final game will be against the Florida State Seminoles in the Swamp this Saturday at 4:30, but most fans are already looking ahead to the next season and the next head coach of the program.
The mix of salty sea air and burnt rubber. The big skies, high banks, and grandstands. The rumble in your chest. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. Honoring history and making it. At the biggest race of the year on the biggest stage of a lifetime. The Daytona 500. You gotta see it to believe it. February 15th, 2026. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community, and now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's OKE farm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better. This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296. Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429. Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville trusts. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, just got my Heisman ballot. And you have until December 5th. Actually, you have until December 8th, Monday, December 8th to vote. Some people vote really, really early. I've never understood that. This year is like one of the, I don't think it's even an issue. It is the most difficult Heisman Trophy that I can think of ever since I've been a voter. Right now, this thing is wide open. I mean, you can make a case for 4 or 5 different quarterbacks. You can add, the Notre Dame tailback in there as well. But, I mean, especially considering what's going on this year, I just don't get why people turn in their ballots so early. I actually think it should happen later in the year, once you get through bowl games, once you get into the playoffs. But then if you were to do it that way, let's be honest, whoever won the national title, whoever's the quarterback for the national title team would end up winning the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, or whoever the best player is. Like if Notre Dame wins, it's going to go to the Notre Dame running back, Jeremiah Love.
Yep.
Yeah, that's if you're someone that submits your ballot before rivalry weekend, that's I hate to say that, I lose respect for you, but I don't know how much your vote really should matter as opposed to waiting till after conference championship weekend.
Fernando Mendoza, Julian Sayin, you certainly look at Marcel Reed, Diego Pavia. I mean, it just goes on and on and on as far as the quarterback. And none of them were the guys that were mentioned before the start of the year.
No, and it's
the
like
Clay Klubniks and the Nussmeyers and
Manning,
DJ Lagway. They're nowhere near it.
Lenore Sellers, yeah, and it's like Ohio State and Indiana are probably, you would say, the 2 best teams. And I feel like most people here haven't even seen them play.
Yeah.
Because they haven't played any big-time games.
That's right.
I haven't even watched a half of Ohio State football this year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't tell you the last time they played a big game except for week 1 against Texas.
It's fair. And I even think Texas A&M's down a little bit this year, schedule-wise.
Oh, 100%.
If you compare that to Florida or Georgia or Alabama, some of these other schedules, A&M got, there's not a lot of freebies in the Southeastern Conference, but I feel like they really got the benefit of the doubt as far as scheduling.
Well, they didn't play Alabama, they didn't play Georgia, they didn't play Ole Miss, and they played Texas on Friday.
Yeah, which is always a great rivalry, no doubt about it. All right, each and every Monday we do a segment here called What Floored Me. It's brought to you by Fantastic Floors. They've been in Northeast Florida now for 15 years, over 15 years. Huge selection, hardwood tile, LVP, carpet, family-owned, and how about the at-home consultation? They'll come right to your door. They'll show you everything that they have, And, of course, professional installation backed by warranties. For all the details, just go to fanfloors.com. I'm going to the Jaguars defense. A relentless pass rush. 6 sacks yesterday. 11 quarterback hits yesterday. Several pressures yesterday. A sack and a half for Devin Lloyd. A sack and a half for Dennis Gardeck in his return to Arizona. How about the blitz that worked all day by Anthony Campanella? How about the blitz by Antonio Johnson for a sack? Devon Hamilton got a sack. And on his sack was just incredible pressure by Josh Hines Allen, who I want to say had 10 pressures in yesterday's game. And, of course, he had a sack as well. So Jacksonville with 6 sacks yesterday. And, you know, again, that's almost an unbelievable statistic to say that they were able to accomplish that without Trayvon Walker playing is very impressive. So there you go, giving it to the defense and getting after the quarterback yesterday with 6 sacks. And again, that is brought to you by the good folks at Fantastic Floors. Just go to fanfloors.com. So they do that as far as sacks. They hold Arizona totally in check. 20 carries, 55 yards. They don't allow them to run the football, yet they still allowed 24 points. Now, 7 of that, as we know, was on that fumble by Lawrence. And, you know, they took advantage of some big-time turnovers. It certainly did lead to points overall for Arizona in this football game. But if you look right down the middle, and that's one of the first things that I always look at, I said at the beginning of the show, how do you win a game with 4 turnovers, 7 penalties, and going 3 for 11 on third down? I'll tell you how you win the game. You had 134 rushing yards. You averaged 4.8 yards a carry. Okay? On the flip side, again, you held Arizona to 55 rushing yards. And the time of possession in most situations like this, when you run the ball more, it is without question going to favor that team. It did not in this game. It was a bizarre set of circumstances where Arizona actually had more with the time of possession. How about Parker Washington's punt return? How unsung is this guy? And do you remember the offseason? Oh, can they trade Parker Washington? Can they get his 6th-round pick? You remember all those conversations that were coming in from diehard Jaguars fans? I'm not going to say MVP. I actually think Travis Etienne is probably the offensive MVP 12 weeks in, but I put Parker Washington right behind him at number 2.
No doubt, and especially this receiver core. Going into training camp, we thought he was definitely like the 4 or 5 guy. Diami Brown was definitely above him.
Diami Brown, wow.
From a lot of the reports that we were getting, and now it's like this guy is just he's shown everybody that, like, no, I can actually be, you know, maybe not the number 1 receiver, but a decent number 2 receiver and somebody you can count on. And his special teams, I know we're talking about the receiver on the offensive side, but his special teams is incredible. I mean, like him and DK, the guy for the Tennessee Titans, those are the 2 guys that are like have multiple touchdowns in the punt return and the heads-up play he made yesterday. When he runs back into the end zone, everybody thinks it's safety, and he knows the rule. I don't know how many NFL players would have made that kind of decision.
Yeah, when I was watching it, I had forgotten about that. I was like, what in the heck is going on? And he actually knew it, and the officials did not. The officials got it wrong. I know that's going to surprise all of you out there. But and what's going on with Diami Brown? He's just been left behind. Other guys have outplayed him. I mean, Trammell's getting more snaps. Tim Patrick is getting more snaps. Still have a difficult time trying to figure out what Patrick was doing, even though that play was absolutely explained to us by, Liam Cohen. It just felt so out of the ordinary in Game 12 not to be able to turn around and look for the football. I mean, you got to have that clock in your head, right? Knowing that the ball is going to be coming to you, even if you assume that you were just running a corner, down and out of position to make a play. He was wide open in that particular fashion, and it did not work out. Brenton Strange comes back 5 for 5. catches all 5 of his passes, including a 30-yarder to start. And how about that start? How about a 4-play, 97-yard drive to go up 7-0 in the football game? Lawrence to ETN for 15 yards and a touch. It's my biggest pet peeve. I've yelled about this forever, okay? And they did it. And to me, it just sets up for what, is going to be a very interesting and scoring early means everything. Now, they surrendered it, as we know, but still, to go 4 plays, 97 yards, and get up 7-0 there in this game against the Cardinals on the road, I thought was huge. But Strange is back, catches all 5 balls. It feels like Brian Thomas Jr. is going to come back. All right? Now, against Tennessee, and I'll really start to dig in on the Titans, beginning tomorrow. We understand that they're a bad football team, but even in an overtime game yesterday, Jacksonville had 30 passes and 28 rushing attempts, nearly 50%. They are not going to abandon the run. That is still Liam Cohen football. That is still what they are going to do first. But where are the targets going to go when Brian Thomas Jr. returns? Okay, Washington led the team yesterday with 7 targets, 5 receptions. Strange, 5 for 5. Myers, 4 for 6. Okay? 3 for 4 for ETN, which I've been waiting for a little bit more. I thought Travis Etienne would have plus 50 receptions this year, maybe even up around 60, 65. Hadn't been the case. 1 of 2 for Munt, 0 for 4 for Patrick, which ain't good. And then 0 for 1 apiece to both Trammell and Tootin. But Diami Brown, man, not even involved in this. A completely forgotten guy, especially after the big-time camp he did have over at the Miller Electric Center back in August. All right, we are getting ready to get you in. All of your comments. 2 ways to join us. 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Oh, my goodness, Dylan. Look at this. They're coming in from every direction. We're going to get to you. Also on YouTube tonight. Go to YouTube, 1010XL into the night.
Jacksonville is my hometown, and nobody knows roofing like me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We handle everything from repairs to full roof replacements, start to finish. We give honest quotes, use quality materials, and clean up like we were never there. We all look at Google reviews, so go ahead and check out ours. We're proud of all our 5-star ratings. I would say we treat you like family, but some people don't like theirs. Go to BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roof quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL. Served by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
Waiting around for Black Friday? At Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, we've already dropped Black Friday prices. That's right, thousands of vehicles priced to move now. Get 0 down, no payments for 90 days, plus peace of mind with a lifetime warranty. Don't wait for the crowds. Get your Black Friday deal today. Start saving early with Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi, where Black Friday starts right now. That'll wow ya.
Your home is your sanctuary, where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks. A lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with a trucking company.
the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Jacksonville.
Hey, it's Joe C. The chill is in the air and your backyard can still be the heart of the season. Gather your family around a beautiful outdoor fireplace from Isocurrent or Napoleon, expertly installed by CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. From elegant stone fireplaces to wood-burning or gas fire pits, CSS creates cozy spaces where memories are made and where every night can feel like a celebration. You dream it, they can build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
CSS.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This holiday season, sending a floral arrangement from Kuhn Flowers is a classy move no matter who it's for. This is Dylan Denmark. Kuhn Flowers is the most respected name in the floral business. Find out why when you go to kuhnflowers.com and order an arrangement today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Beginning at 7 o'clock, Random Fire. All of your questions, all of your comments, all of your opinions. 2 ways to join us. 641-1010 text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight. Go to 1010XL. Into the Night. 040. If I had said that to you in week 12, 040. I'm looking at snaps. 0 for Brian Thomas Jr. 4 for Diami Brown. 0 for Travis Hunter. Those 3 offensive guys. How about this? How about on defense? 0 for Travis Hunter. 0 for Tyson Campbell. 0 for Jordan Lewis. I mean, you're getting play from Buster Brown and Jarian Jones and Christian Braswell. I think Antonio Johnson played maybe his best game as a Jaguar. Dewey played all 84 defensive plays yesterday. Aloakon did as well. I mean, this is insane what they are getting out of, deep into their roster. And, defensively, Jarian Jones was number 1, 78-9. Ray Lane, a lot of that is special teams, but 77-9. He did get quite a few snaps. Josh Hines, Allen, Dewey, and Aloakon, all over 70%, according to Pro Football Focus. And look at this. Parker Washington went in the tent to get tested for a concussion. He played 52 plays. Again, Diami Brown played 4. Tim Patrick, 29. Jacoby Myers, 52. Austin Trimble, 6. So that's what you had yesterday. And they're just getting play from, all sorts of guys. And that's the mark of a really good team. I know it's a little bit of a struggle to say that, to come out and say this is a really good team. I think they're an incredibly resilient team. They never feel like they're out of it. Now, they win ugly. And all you have to do is go back and listen to what Liam Cohen said yesterday, a very fiery post-game speech to his team about we don't have to apologize to anyone for winning. I mean, again, this is a game that they absolutely lose. They lose that game with Doug Peterson. They lose that game with Urban. They lose that game with Doug Marrone. They lose that game with Gus Bradley. They lose that game, and they won it. And I get it. You're happy, but you're still like, what's going on? Why isn't it a little bit easier? Man, that's this league. That's really the only way I can describe it to you. Look at some of the upsets yesterday. Look at some of the things that happened. Look at what Dallas did. How about Kansas City knocking off Indy? in overtime. If you have not heard, Jacksonville right now is 6th seed. If the playoffs were this weekend with a record of 7-4, Indianapolis right ahead of them at 8-3, and of course you get them in a couple of weeks. This could be an 8-4 against an 8-4 if Houston's able to knock them off. We'll see. You know, for Jaguars fans, their attention is getting through Thanksgiving and winning out there in Nashville. If you're able to do that, you're going to go to 8-4 on the season. See, Vegas moved it to 9.5 for Jacksonville for wins this year.
I did not see that.
It was 6.5, 7.5 in the preseason. Our buddy, the Philly Godfather, got him at 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
He's already cashed his check with the 7-4 record. So, congratulations to him. If others of you out there played it, I don't know if you got it at 6.5. You might have got it at a 7 or a 7.5. Either way, you win this game in Nashville. If you played the total over, you are going to be a big-time winner coming up this Sunday as well. All right, second hour, a little bit less of me, a whole heck of a lot more of you. Actually, I guess I shouldn't say it that way, since I will, in fact, be reading your comments. But go ahead, fire them up right now. Let's get to them at 7 o'clock. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight, 1010XL into the night.
Get everything you need to know for your weekend on Pre-Game Friday.
We've saved the best for last.
Who's in, who's out, who's on Upset Watch. And I like it. Pre-Game Friday, built by Dreamfinders Homes on 1010XL.
Why wait all month long? Get your Black Friday deal today at Keon Atlantic, your savings gateway. We've got 30 days of Black Friday during the Kia Season of New Tradition sale event. Drive a new Kia payment-free up to 6 months, or take advantage of 0% APR financing. Shop where you save green all November. Online at KeonAtlantic.com. Keon Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 24th, 1960, Wilt Chamberlain sets the NBA single-game rebounding record as he gets 55 rebounds in a game against the Boston Celtics.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. You'll find exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 50% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The World Poker Tour is here at Best Bet Jacksonville through November 18th. Now is your time to become a World Poker Tour champion with 14 poker tournaments, including the Best Bet Scramble, a $5,000 buy-in, no-limit hold'em main event with a $1 million guaranteed prize pool. Win your way in through satellites happening now. For the full World Poker Tour schedule and more information, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hey folks, Frank Frangie here for Lee & Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass you spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee & Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request a free in-home consultation. Visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Don't ignore plumbing leaks. They can lead to mold and mildew or structural damage and drain your wallet. So when you have a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reich Plumbing. PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices. You don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Just look me in my eye.
Into the Night with Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Oh, just look me in my
Our favorite act. Big Baby Drip. All right, random fire. Let's get it. 50-46. Ballou, don't get all this Trevor love today. Straight garbage. Tough to defend. 52-62, Rick. There just has to be some leadership in the locker room stepping up at the right time. Yeah, and I've always wondered about that offensively. I've never really had a concern on the defense. I think, there are 4 or 5 really good leaders on the defense. The offense, I think you struggle to look for one. You really do. And, it appears to me that Lawrence is becoming a little bit more vocal, okay, when things don't go right. He certainly wasn't that way as a rookie or in year 2, but I would agree with that. There is more leadership. There are certain things that the players have to do amongst themselves that coaches can only do so much. 26-94, let's go. Yeah, Tennessee, make them time. Yeah, all right, I'm in a glorious mood, Rick, so every second. I truly believe T-Law will get red hot the rest of the season. Also don't have social media. Thank you. Goes on. He doesn't have social media. I only exist on YouTube. You may be the smartest one out of us all, 2694, not having social media because it can burn you. It can, and it can irritate you. I mean, I've had 7,000 people ask me about Mike Norvell, and 7,000 people ask me about Trevor Lawrence, and it's like, man, just listen to the show. It's as simple as that. But Trevor, there's a chance. Mike Norvell, there's nothing. There's just no way that he's going to be able to turn some things around. Ballou, time to stop defending Lawrence's turnovers. Not ebbs and flows. I don't think I'm defending his turnovers. I think I've documented it 4 times or several times about his 4 turnovers. I don't understand the point of view there. 72-45. Did anyone comment about Patrick running wide open and not turn around for the ball and miscommunication? Yes. Let's play this from Cohen. Number 7 yesterday. This is pretty expressive about exactly what happened or what did not happen. Again, this was in overtime, right? It's set up for not a 52-yard field goal. Was it a 50? It was a 52-yard field goal by Cam Little, but it looked like this was going to be a huge first down, and who knows, maybe even pay dirt. Here's Liam Cohen on the misplay to Tim Patrick.
Yeah, so he's a clear out on the play, basically. Like all week, it was kind of a clear out
deal, and we said, hey, if we get man, we can alert back if we get a rub. Well, they just so happened to bust it. From a coverage standpoint, he is wide open. He popped wide open, but Tim's more so thinking, I'm here to kind of clear this thing out, and I think that's just a great learning op and lesson for all of us, but specifically, hey, Tim, nobody's just clearing out. Hey, you can get your eyes back on a go, especially when the void kind of happened. Trevor, I thought him just seeing it was actually going to be a good play for us, but that was just one of those things that Tim's thinking I'm clearing out. Trevor sees it pop, and I think both those guys will learn from that moment.
And you hate to learn, in the middle of the season or 3/4 of the way through the season. And, that's coaching, that's teaching, that's understanding. Tim Patrick's done a couple of nice things. I mean, he was just kind of thrown into the mix when they went out and acquired him. And, he's a veteran wide receiver. I would think with the amount of pressure that Lawrence has been under this year, he's got to know that he's got to turn around and look for the football. Only 11 pressures allowed yesterday by the Jaguars offensive line and 3 sacks. You go back to that when they lost those 2 games to L.A. and Seattle and the numbers that they allowed there pressure-wise. This offensive line has gotten better. They absolutely have. But that was a bad play. That is something that, if they lost the game, here's the 3 things that you would have been going crazy about today. Number 1, Trevor Lawrence. Many of you were going crazy about it even with the win. Number 2 would have been that situation right there with Patrick not turning around and looking for the ball. And number 3 would have been from the 19-yard line, take the field goal. Take the field goal and go up 6. Make Jacoby Brissett drive the field and score a touchdown to win it. And the play call on that 4th and 1 was just a disaster. Trevor threw a prayer to the end zone as opposed to them running. And Dylan, we talked about it all last week. I mean, I don't know if I've ever used this statistic ever in radio before, but I read it a couple of different times in the Arizona Cardinals media that they are the worst team in the NFL on 3rd and short, and the Jaguars couldn't pick up small first downs yesterday.
No, and that was a problem because there was a point in the game where it's like it's close and then you're trailing, and it's one of those games, Rick, where that they're depleted with injuries, and you feel like you're much better than them. And I know the Jags have a lot of injuries, but you feel like that you should be up 10, so it doesn't feel as good as like, okay, we should be doing this. And 3rd down, they weren't doing as well. Trevor had a couple turnovers, and you still found a way to win. That's the biggest thing. And, Liam Cohen's going to say that, like he just talked about with the Tim Patrick play, you got to learn from it. And hopefully you beat Tennessee because if you lose to Tennessee and, we all know what's at stake for the following week. It's hard not to look ahead when you have Tennessee next week and then you potentially have Indy coming to your house to be the division leader.
Jacksonville, 3 of 11 on 3rd down yesterday. Wow. For the season, let's see. They are 52 of 142. They are 36.6% on 3rd down. I mean, that's really bad. Last year, Liam Cohen in Tampa was number 1 in the NFL at 50.7%. So, that happened yesterday. We talk about Parker Washington, who left, came back. He was in the tent being looked at for a concussion. Danny Strigow got the start for Trayvon Walker, played 28 plays, was really active, and then he went down. Someone fell on the back of his leg. Also, Chuma Edoga with the calf went out. We saw Wyatt Milam get his first ever snap at left tackle. 1 play when Walker Little was nicked up. To credit Little, he came back in and he did play. But Wyatt Milan's going to be a big part of this thing moving forward. I don't think anyone would argue with that, starting as early as next season. 86-27, Rick, wouldn't you think Liam had to be in the conversation for Coach of the Year? Yeah, but, blowing that 19-point lead I think is going to linger. I think that I think it goes to a first-year coach. And unfortunately, if you look at what's going on in Boston and Chicago, much bigger markets, much more members of the media, they're really pumping up both coaches. I would put Cohen in right now at number 3 on that list. Can you think of anyone else who maybe
Shane Steichen,
not a first-time head coach? Okay.
And Indy with Daniel Jones. I mean, if they go and win the division, if they have 11 wins, I mean, no one expected them to have that.
How about the Rams?
It should.
Are they the best team right now in football?
Oh, 100%. I don't even think it's a debate right as of the moment. But you know how these awards are.
Yeah.
They try to write a story, and McVay's always been one of the top coaches. You give it to him, this year. There's other coaches that have better stories than McVay.
Jacksonville with that 19-point lead. How about Philadelphia yesterday? They had a 96.8% chance of winning the game. You know how they do those percentages, in-game live betting, or whatever it is, and they allowed Dallas to come from behind. And all of a sudden, Dallas is back in it at 5-5-1 with their come-from-behind victory yesterday. Yeah, I think Liam Cohen is in the top 4 right now for Coach of the Year. 2035 says Ballou, we're going to lose more than 9.5 in ticket and booster contributions next year because we are keeping that bum. Well, you said it, and I'm actually happy that it does occur. But you guys sell it out, man. I mean, everyone goes. Doesn't matter. Vatek, doesn't matter who rolls in the town. I mean, Florida State's got a bigger fan base than I think some people out there actually did believe. I just hate bad football. And Florida State looks like they don't practice. What does he do with the running backs? I've never seen anything so bizarre. Singleton was out on Friday night. He had been kind of the bell cow, if I could say that, or at least their leading carrier, the last couple of weeks. But now they start going with Jalen Lucas. And, the kid from Alabama who they've gone to he misses the entire – they just have no idea how to handle the running back situation. And that's Norvell. Gus Malzahn. You can go back to Auburn. You can go to Central Florida. You can get everything that he's done. He's been a guy that's always liked to ride one back, maybe a second back. But Florida State, man, they're running 5, 6, 7, 8 running backs a game or 8 ball carriers a game. If you look at reverses and things that, they do with wide receivers. So let me pull this up real quick. I mean, it's so nauseating. It really is. How the hell do you put up 11 points at North Carolina State? Have a little bit of pride. 11 points? Oh, look at this. The leading rusher, Castellanos, 11 carries. Sawchuk got 8. Roydell Williams got 7. Randy Pittman Jr., okay? He's a tight end, got a carry. 4 from Croma, who's the future. He got 4 carries. And then Jalen Lucas with 3. They didn't even run Keziah Holmes. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I feel bad for you people. I really do. Florida's going through it right now, but they're going to attempt to fix it. I don't know what Florida State's going to do. What a lame duck situation. I wonder what's going to happen with recruiting. I wonder what's going to happen with everything else. But I just think it's going to be pretty nasty as far as I'm concerned. 87-34, Rick, I'm in the minority here, but I'm more confident in Trevor after that game. The final TD throw after throwing the third pick was special. Showed resolve, and the team followed his lead to get the win. Bodes well going into the playoffs. It's you're right. You are in the minority, and I'm glad that there is support for him. The touchdown pass he threw to Parker Washington was nothing short of incredible. He just has to be more consistent. And, I haven't even talked about this, but I like the attitude of letting it rip. I like the attitude of don't be afraid to make a mistake. Imagine if he started dinking and dunking. Imagine if it became Mac Jones, if it became Gardner Minshew, where all you're doing is dumping the ball off. Trevor's not doing that. Now, he makes mistakes. He turns the ball over, but he's not gun shy. And you just hope he gets better. There's really no other way that you can say it. You just hope he gets better. But if you were getting the feeling that he was holding himself back and that he was scared to turn the football over, then you're talking about a totally different situation. He's so far from perfect. And this is going to be a huge, talking point. You're getting it with the national media. They're already saying it. They're not informed. They haven't looked at the contract, but, they're talking about who's next. This is not going to work. I still stand by this. This football team has to fix him. Liam Cohen has to fix him. Can he? That's the question. And I get the feeling right now that most of you, the majority of you are like, no, he's not ever going to get fixed. This is what it's going to be like. Well, we don't know that. We've seen quarterbacks at the age of 26 and older get better. Look at some of the quarterbacks in the league right now who are getting better after getting another opportunity. Several that were thought of as reclamation projects are now doing really well with teams. He deserves the criticism that he is getting. There's no doubt about it. I cannot defend it. But he's winning games. He's 7-4. And they should go to 8-4 this weekend. Much more to do. 2 ways to join us on YouTube. Go to 1010XL into the night on the text line, 641-1010. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
It's D-Rock's Deep Dive into Jacksonville football.
Hey, where's your sense of adventure? Mike DeRocco with Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony every Thursday on Jaguars Today. Opened by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
2 Super Bowls, 1 Walter Payton Man of the Year award. I think we got a big one here. Eric Armstead brings his big resume to Helmets and Heels for big-time football talk. Fridays at 3. Kept healthy by orthopedic specialists of Jacksonville.
This Black Friday from 9 to 5, save big on Liberty Safes, America's #1 safe brand. Stop by Noel's Lock and Safe, North Florida's largest safe dealer for door prizes, including a Liberty Safe giveaway. Get details at libertysafesofnorthflorida.com.
When you need an oil change, don't waste your day waiting around. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you'll be in and out in 15 minutes, and you never leave your car. No appointment needed, just drive in. With multiple convenient Jacksonville locations and a 4.7-star customer rating, Valvoline is trusted nationwide and ranked the #1 quick lube in America by Forbes for customer service. Fast, easy, reliable. Valvoline Instant Oil Changes. Drive in today.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The good guys needed a drive to survive late in Arizona, and understanding the assignment, they executed to perfection. Trevor Lawrence led the squad on a 5-play, 31-yard drive, capped off by a Cam Little field goal, giving Jacksonville a 27-24 lead with 7:46 left in overtime. The 2-minute drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee, and resistol on approved credit.
Beard's Diamonds' last and largest store-wide sale of the year is happening. Hicken here. It's Beard's 44th anniversary sale with up to 44% savings. At Beard's, they're proud to be the only locally owned jeweler in the town center, and they should be. So we're celebrating with incredible savings. Yes, engagement rings are included, and wedding bands, and anniversary bands, and gemstone jewelry, and yellow gold fashion jewelry. All the best gift ideas for the holidays. And of course, Beard's is your home for diamonds at real direct importer prices. Whether you're looking for a natural diamond or a lab-grown diamond, Beard's has every shape, every size. Get to Beard's and let them educate you and give you the trusted guidance you deserve. Don't settle for corporate chain store quality. Beard's guarantees the best diamonds at the best value prices every day. Don't miss this incredible buying opportunity. Best price of the year now during Beard's 44th anniversary sale. Beard's Diamonds in the St. John's Town Center. Shop local. Shop Beard's Diamonds.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Some folks on YouTube are ripping our new studio. I don't get it. CRS092 says it looks like a college dorm without posters or a microwave. Where's the swag at? Where's the self-respect? I don't know. I kind of like it. Guy goes, 1010XL Studio is the equivalent of an FSU away game. Trump cutting out 1010XL. You hate to see it. Look at my eyes and see that I'm stoned to the bone. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people comment. 1010XL is like the Mike Norvell of studios. What's wrong with it? I don't get it. I mean, it's not as big as our last one.
Yeah, because the last one we had all kind of shelves and helmets and decorations behind it. Now it's just like, okay, this is what an actual radio studio looks like.
We need to hire an interior decorator, to put stuff up.
Yeah, it's more of a woman's job. Man's job is exactly what we have right here. Here's a curtain. We're 1010. Here's a microphone. Go.
So some good stuff there. You comment on it, I'll pass that along. I happen to be okay with it. I honestly, until you mentioned it, I've given it absolutely zero thought. And that is the truth. 69-55, but in the long run, what Florida State is doing to their program is unthinkable. Saving money now will cost them much more from ticket sales, merchandise, future athletic commitments, for football and things. Yeah, I really don't even know what else I can say. It's the end of an era. It really is. It's never been worse than it is. There's awful leadership at Florida State with the president and with the athletic director. You've got a coach who's so overmatched. But here's the part that I don't think people understand. Who in the hell are they going to get? This is like the weakest coaching pool that I can ever think of. I just said a moment ago as a Heisman Trophy voter, this is like the most wide open Heisman Trophy that I ever remember as long as I've been a voter. Well, on the flip side, when you get past Lane Kiffin, who really is an automatic improvement for any one of these schools, whether it's Florida, LSU, Auburn, Penn State, or if Florida State was to make the move, where are you going to go? I mean, look at what happened to Nebraska the other day. They just signed Rule to a big-time extension. They got drubbed in that game. I don't know. And this is not a defense, obviously, to Mike Norvell, but I just have to believe that they are in the midst of a major search for their next head coach, and they're not going to do it right now with all of these other openings. There's no way you can defend Norvell. He hasn't won a road game in 2 years. Did you hear what I just said? He hasn't won a road game in 2 years. He hadn't won a road game since November of 2023 at the Swamp. And he looks lost. He's aged. He looks terrible. You know, walks around with a black eye. Who knows what's going on with his football team? You got fans, bringing up death threats to Tony White. That story's completely buried. I have reached out to their athletic director. I've reached out to them time and again with crickets. I mean, either there's an extensive investigation going on, which I don't understand how extensive it could be if it was on Twitter. Find out who sent it and take care of it, right? Either that, Ballou, or they just swept it under the rug. Oh, shh, don't bring that up. What do you mean don't bring it up? He brought it up in a freaking press conference. To me, that should be the biggest story over there. 0981 Blue, why did FSU spend millions on that sassy stadium upgrades? They don't want to address a real problem with their money. Bunch of bums. FSU is so bad, hard to care anymore. I don't even enjoy watching games. I can't believe Norvell is coming back. What is the silver lining, Rick? Is there one? Will FSU ever be back? Yes, they will be back. It's going to be quite a few years down the road. And you're exactly right. It was moronic to spend the amount of money they did for that stadium. Who cares? Who cares? Take off your shirt, paint your face, step on spilt beer. I mean, you've made it a wine and cheese factory. And it's sacrificed by going out and getting good players. You got to pay today. You got to pay the kids. And you got to pay the right kids. You can't pay Squirrel White all this money for 5 receptions and fumbles on punt returns. Their general manager should be fired. Okay? I don't even know where the heck they got this guy. What's it, Yeri or something like Derek Ray. Fire his ass. Get rid of all these people. And if you're not going to fire Norvell, you got to make some changes. Heads have to freaking roll. You're a bad football program. And there's a lot of people out there that accept it. That's what really boils my blood. The give him a trophy anyway type of individual. 7601 Blue. Strength of schedule is there. The stats are there. And they are a top 5 team. Oh, when is Gunnar Stockton going to get any love? He's got a chance. He's down. If you're talking about Heisman, I'm really not supposed to talk about individuals extensively as a voter. But he's got a big game coming up this weekend, and, we'll see. What are the odds right now for the SEC championship game? Is it Mississippi, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia? Mississippi, Georgia, right?
No, it's A&M.
Oh, that's right. A&M's undefeated.
A&M and Georgia. Mississippi needs both A&M and Alabama to lose to make it to the SEC title.
Okay. So there you have it. The Heisman's cool and all. I love being a voter, but come on. Isn't it about winning championships? About winning games? I kind of admire the fact that Gunnar Stockton is undervalued. Look what he did 2 weeks ago. The guy had 5 touchdowns against Alabama. Yeah, 44-93. Rick, everyone in the nation knows who Trevor is. Liam needs to do his job as well. The only way we help Trevor is the run game, especially going into the playoffs. Liam, the offensive line, defensive line, pressure, and Trevor. And they've all shown signs as of late. The offensive line has gotten better. Again, they ran the football yesterday for over 130 yards. 134 yards and an average of 4.8. This was basically, if you look at the 30 passing attempts, 28 rushing attempts. You got to love that. And the offensive line is doing well with a lot of injuries. The defensive line yesterday had a whole heck of a lot of pressures. 11 quarterback hits and 6 sacks. So the things that you highlighted here, there's no doubt it's working. And it's not like it's just one single thing that you can hold your hat on. There's so many different factors that come into what this football team has done this year. It's not the same week in, week out, outside of maybe the consistency when it comes to rushing the football. I mean, look at this. Jacksonville has to be, I'm guessing, in the top 3 or 4 teams in the NFL when it comes to being a balanced attack. They have thrown 368 passes, and they have run the ball 323 times. That is phenomenal. Okay? 1,409 yards rushing. You're averaging 4.4 yards a carry. ETN 4.8, 3.8 for Tootin, 3.9 for Lawrence, and, LaQuinn Allen Jr., 5 a carry. I'd like to see how many other teams. I would imagine Baltimore. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head who else in the NFL. Maybe Indy a little bit because Taylor's had such a really good year. But, hey, just for the sake of conversation, last year, Jacksonville threw the football 546 times. They ran it 414 times. You see the difference there, about 150. Right now, I think it's 35-40. Granted, there's still a lot of games to go. But this team is running the football, and running the football absolutely affects everything. All right, one more before the break here. 47-04, Ballou, assuming Jacksonville beats Tennessee. If Indy beats Houston, they knock Houston out and are half game back from Indy. If Houston wins, they gain momentum. And there's a tie for first in the division. Seems like it makes more sense to root for the Texans on Sunday. You're the second or third person that I have heard mention that today. It was hard these last couple of days. It really was. Who are you polling for? Kansas City or Indy? And you go to that Houston game against Buffalo, and again, the assumption would be, okay, you're rooting for the Bills over the Texans. You're rooting for the Chiefs over the Colts. But when you really get down to it, wouldn't you rather take your chances against Houston and against Indianapolis? Don't you want to get the beasts out of the AFC? Don't you want Buffalo gone? Don't you want Kansas City gone? I would think that you would, but we all think differently about this. Yeah, it's going to be very intriguing on who to root for, who not to root for. You can absolutely make the case that that is who you should root for. New England's 10-2, Denver's 9-2, Indy 8-3, Baltimore 6-5. Number 5, the Chargers at 7-4, Jacksonville at 7-4 at 6. They win the tiebreaker because they beat them, but for some reason or another, and these rules get a little bit complex, LA still the number 5 seed presently. Number 7 is Buffalo at 7-4. Still a lot of teams in it. Pittsburgh, Houston, and Kansas City all 6-5. All right, much more to do. 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures on our text line, also on our beautiful studios. If you're watching us here tonight on YouTube, you can comment. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
It's for the state, for the pride, and for the fans. Will the Seminoles sink in the swamp?
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Florida State. Kickoff at 4:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices. You don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram West Side, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find Pro Master vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Upfits, delivery, everything handled right. If you need Pro Master vans and commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryant, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success. If you're looking for the perfect holiday gift, the Alhambra Theater and Dining is offering special Black Friday packages. Friday, November 28th. Get 2 tickets for just $89. 2026 shows include 1776, Shrek the Musical, Meet Me in St. Louis, Saturday Night Fever, and more. Call 904-641-1212 or visit thealhambrajacks.com on Black Friday and grab the best deal of the year on Alhambra tickets.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
Well, it's a Monday night and everything good in the city of Jacksonville after their overtime victory over Arizona, 27-24. 3 touchdown passes by Trevor Lawrence. He did throw 3 picks. Overall, they had 4 turnovers. It's the first time in 51 games that the team who turned the ball over 4+ times actually won. It had been 50-0 going the other way. And somehow this team's got a tremendous amount of resolve. They found a way to win it. It's going to be an important week injury-wise. It really is. They got Brenton Strange back, and that was big. You know, you look at Brian Thomas Jr., it feels like he's going to return. All right. Anton Harrison, we'll see. Jordan Lewis, we'll see. Trayvon Walker, we will see. I want to play this because this is one of the things that I wrote down. Again, I always look at the game again on Tuesday. But I talked about the sack that Devon Hamilton had a little bit earlier, one of the 6 sacks that Jacksonville had in the victory. Maybe you noticed that Josh Hines-Allen was playing more on the left side, right, as opposed to being on the right side. With Trayvon Walker out, they started Danny Strigow, but he left with an injury as well. Allen was moving around, but he was on that left side going up against a right tackle. He had a sack. He had 10 pressures. He had a big-time game. And Liam Cohen was asked about him moving to that side of the football.
We obviously affected the quarterback more. We had 6 sacks, right? It was most since 2023. 15 QB hits. 5 guys had sacks. So, I do think that continuing to try to be creative about getting our guys matchups, it's no different than what you're trying to do on offense or in special teams when it comes to trying to put your best players in positions to be successful in matchups that are favorable, that you think are favorable in your way. And, we got to continue to do that, right? So both schematically and effort and execution within the rush, I did think we took a step forward in some ways.
I thought Anthony Campanile really called a good game. 49 pass attempts by Brissett. They tried to run it 20 times. Only got 55 yards. Brissett did throw for over 300 with Wilson and McBride and Dortch, all having above-average games. But also, on third down, before I get back to some of your comments, let's see here. Third down defensively, 5 for 16, 31%. So Jacksonville did enough there on the defense. J.J. McCarthy's entered the concussion protocol in Minnesota, and also Baker Mayfield dodges a big-time injury. But there we go. Another week. More quarterbacks went down. Shedeur Sanders a win. A lot of people not happy with that. I'm on the Sanders train. I like Shedeur Sanders. Where are you with him?
I'm kind of in the middle. I'm not there's some people that I can't stand. There's some people that just absolutely love him. I'm not either, which I know is it's not good for people in sports media. But I'm in the middle.
Yeah, 5th round pick, and he rubs people the wrong way. I hear people all the time say he acts like his dad. And he doesn't have the talent. We'll see. Got his first win though yesterday. 3096 Buddhist tuned in. Not sure if you covered it, but 3-0 on the West Coast, baby. Yeah, absolutely, no question about it. We did talk about that. 84-46, a team effort. Grabbed the win yesterday. 3 interceptions proves it. No doubt. And 4 turnovers. You just don't win games like that in this league. And this team did. Look at the Norvell situation. Look at those 2 punt returns. Turnovers kill you, college or pro. 56-02. I know this is getting a little ahead, but would you rather us win the division and host the game against Kansas City or get a wild card and either go to Indianapolis, Denver, or Baltimore, possibly New England? Ooh, you are getting a little ahead. I honestly have not given this any thought at all, but I would much rather have a home game, much rather win the division. Kansas City's beatable this year, okay? And you'd be asked now to beat them a second time, and that's hard. But even though this team has had success on the road, those are tough places to go. Going into Indy, going into Denver, brutally cold there. Baltimore will be cold. New England will absolutely be cold. So, yeah, I'd take the home date there, no question about it. 53-54. Hey, Rick, unfortunately unable to watch the show this evening. We are disappointed that you're not watching us on YouTube. Just want to ask your opinion on if you're interested in Tim Patrick's. Is this true that I don't know if this – have you seen the 53-54? I'm not going to throw something out there if it's not true or not. About a unkind comment of a sibling of a football player about QB1 here in town.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen it anywhere. Have you? No. Yeah. So I'm gonna let that rest. Appreciating. Yeah, I'm gonna stack pads on you. And I'll have an answer on that tomorrow. I'll do some investigative work. 35-25. Ballou, a win is a win, and I'll take it. But my God, who does Liam think he is? Belichick? Kick the field goal and go up 6. Overtime never would have happened. Yeah, it's I can't argue with you. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, man up. Again, that was the worst 3rd down defensive team in the league in short yardage situations. And I think they got Tootin on 3rd down. Might have been ATM, but I think it was Tootin. And, boy, that pass on 4th down. I mean, come on. Come on. But let's be honest here. If they did go up 6 and Brissett marched the field and scored, the exact opposite would have happened. Why didn't they go for it? You're never right in that situation. It almost feels like you're always wrong in that situation. But I do tend to agree with you, 35-25. I would have taken the points. I would have kicked the field goal. 53-68. This team may not be a world beater, but they have tenacity and a dog in them. If Trevor can stop all the turnovers, just throw the ball away, we could truly be something. Yeah, but, I'm thinking you had the tipped one in the end zone, which was really, really bad, but that was a Calais tip. I don't know. The Buda Baker thing was it was a great play. It really was. But, I can't defend it. He's turning the ball over too much. And it's consistently a talking point. It really is. I mean, you look at Trevor Lawrence right now, 14 touchdowns, 11 picks. Yeah, that's hard to deal with. It is. And, I was looking at it earlier today. I want to say he's 31st in quarterback rating and 30th in completion percentage. Let me look that up real quick just to make sure. Trevor Lawrence, 30th, 59.8. Wow. The only quarterbacks he's ahead of are Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel, Caleb Williams, and Davis Mills. Let's get to the quarterback rating. Look at this. You've got 13 guys with a quarterback rating of 100 or better. And you get all the way down to number 31. And it's Trevor Lawrence, 79.4. Oof. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. He's got to get better. He does. And he's been a game manager. He was not a game manager yesterday. He still went out and won this game. He went out and threw 3 touchdown passes. So even if you have to bite your lip here a little bit, you got to give him some credit when he does some good things. He does bad things as well. But certainly, he deserves credit for what he did. 69-60. Rick, the opponents read the Jaguars news, too. And McCullen said, I want Trevor to trust what he sees. And then when he sees the throw or something like that, so now they are baiting Trev. Why not? They are showing him something. Maybe. Perhaps. Tough to argue that. We've seen some really good plays. The one by Baker yesterday. You go back to Stingley Jr., against Houston. Yeah, there may be some truth to that. I don't think he telegraphs where the ball is going to go. The pressure has dipped a little bit, compared to when they lost those 2 games in a row where he had no time to throw the football. He's getting a little bit more time in now. But I always think he's been a guy who's been able to read his progressions. He doesn't have happy feet. But that's an interesting comment. I'll take a look at that. And certainly when I rewatch the game tomorrow, maybe there'll be a better understanding as to whether or not that's going to happen. Because they're never going to tell you that. They're never going to admit that. Although Devin Lloyd did tell me about his first interception of the year. I think it was the one in Cincinnati when he wasn't down. And they called him down about reading the quarterback's eyes and being in the right position. So every once in a while, maybe they will, in fact, let it out. All right, we got much more to do with you till 8 tonight. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8. Wednesday, 6 to 8. Then it's a happy Thanksgiving from all of us here to you folks out there listening.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this holiday season, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard's location, Blanding Boulevard in North Park or Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville, and it'll take you 1 minute to enter. You can win a deck-fed storage system with Cargo Glide, installed by the pros at Leonard. We'll draw the winner Friday, December 19 during XL Primetime, live from the Beach Boulevard store. Plus, you'll score Florida-Georgia basketball tickets and a Gator National Championship commemorative basketball. It's easy, it's fast, and you could win big. So head to Leonard Truck Outfitters today and deck the truck.
Frank Frangie here. The holidays are right around the corner, and Nimnick Buick GMC is kicking off the season with prices that are better than ever. Are you looking for a dealership that actually makes car buying easy? Well, at Nimnick, you'll find unbeatable holiday savings, a huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that fits your budget. Plus, the biggest sale of the year is coming, Nimnick's bigger than ever Black Friday event. Start your shopping early at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom off Phillips Highway today. GMC, we are professional grade.
Post-game Monday on 1010XL is served up by Dandy Foods, making quality fresh sandwiches since 1956.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, you only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 5-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Your home deserves more than just another coat of paint. It deserves quality that lasts. At First Coast Paint, you'll find premium Benjamin Moore products, trusted advice, and the local experts who help you get it right the first time. Whether it's your living room, your porch, or your whole house, First Coast Paint brings your paint project to life. Stores in St. John's and St. Augustine. One name Jacksonville Trust. Mention 1010XL for 10% off. First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
I know two brothers whose minds are always in the gutters.
Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Kevin.
We are the Good Brothers.
That's good with an E.
From Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
We install 6 and 7-inch seamless gutters, plus we repair and replace roofs, pool enclosures, and super gutters.
We are the Good Brothers, veteran-owned and local.
Visit goodbrothersroofsandgutters.com.
License number CCC 1334384.
Good Brothers Roofs and Gutters.
Jacksonville, hunting season is here, and nobody gears you up like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. They've got everything for all seasons: archery, black powder, and general gun season. Green Acres is a fully stocked Browning dealer with ammo, accessories, and safes. Don't miss out on Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday, happening now through the end of the year. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnick Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
You know, I do want to thank some of these listeners. Usually I only hear from people when you get them wrong. But I called for a 3-touchdown effort from Trevor Lawrence yesterday.
Did you?
He delivered. I guess some folks out there played the over. I'm guessing it was probably, 1.5 touchdowns. That would be my guess. But Lawrence hit the 3. How you doing, Hack?
I'm good. Did you call for the 4 turnovers as well from Trevor Lawrence?
No, I did not, but I've talked a whole heck of a lot about it.
Ultimate roller coaster. I mean, the roller coaster of emotion, really outside of what Carolina, the Rams, and the Chargers. The other 8 games have been in doubt at the 2-minute warning of the fourth quarter. It has been a wild, wild season. Boy, if they would have lost that one yesterday after what happened to Houston, in Houston, that would have been tough. But they found a way to win. Defense made a play, and they got out of there with a W, and that is an enormous deal, combining that with the Indianapolis loss.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know, I kind of get the feeling that even though Jacksonville's a much better team, it's going to be somewhat of a struggle this weekend in Nashville.
Of course it is. That's who the Jaguars are, except, I guess, when they play Justin Herbert. So outside of when they play Justin Herbert, they're going to win ugly, and you got to kind of embrace that at this point. Tennessee, look, they're 1-10. I mean, they're terrible. Having said that, their last 3 games, they've lost by a combined 16 points. They lost by 3 to Houston, I think 7 to the Chargers, and they lost by 6 yesterday to Seattle. So they're losing games, but they're certainly in games, and they would love nothing more than to be, as your friend Tim Brando would say, a fly in the ointment of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And then you got Houston going to Indy as well, and what's going to be a really interesting Sunday in the AFC South.
Going to be a blast. All right, what do you got coming up tonight?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about the Jaguars, obviously. Jamal St. Cyr of Channel 4, also John Shipley, Jaguars on SI. And we will talk a little Florida State. It is that week, 4:30 ESPN2. It doesn't get a whole lot bigger than a 4:30 kick on ESPN2. Ben Troop, former Gator All-American tight end, will join me to talk about the game, and we might bring up Lane Kiffin.
What do you think? What are you hearing?
You know, to me, it's just my sports fandom in the last couple of years. I was convinced Calvin Ridley was coming to Jacksonville. I was hitting refresh over and over, and then he ultimately goes to Tennessee. I remember back in the day when Tebow was deciding between the Jaguars and the Jets, and he goes to the Jets. I'm just assuming Lane Kiffin's going to go to LSU or Ole Miss. That way I won't be bitterly disappointed when he announces.
Okay, we'll see. I mean, everyone I talk to, all 3 schools appear to be in play.
I believe they are, and I believe Florida people are confident. I also believe LSU people are confident.
Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
That's going to do it. Hackers coming up right now. We'll be back tomorrow night as well as Wednesday night as well. Man, I got so many today, social media-wise. Appreciate that as always. I read many on air, try to respond to many of you as well, but it's just so much, and it's always appreciated. Thank you to Dylan Denmark. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8, and Wednesday night, 6 to 8. Remember, we're always on 92.5 FM, and download 92.5 FM, the app. You can take it with you.